Mama Ngozi sat quietly on the wooden chair in her small living room. The walls were bare, the silence thick. She stared at the tiny empty crib she had kept for years, untouched, unused, and dusted only by hope. For 10 years she had prayed. For 10 years she had waited, but the child never came. The village women whispered about her barrenness. Some even laughed behind her back. In her culture, a woman without a child was like a tree without fruit, useless. Her husband had passed 5 years ago, leaving her with nothing but a small farm and broken dreams. Still, every night before bed, she knelt and prayed. Not for wealth, not for miracles, just for someone to call her mama. She had love to give, and no one to receive it. Then one morning, as she walked to the market, she heard a strange sound behind the community shrine, a soft cry, like a kitten. But it wasn't a kitten, it was a baby, naked, wrapped in old cloth, left alone. Mama Ngozi's heart stopped. She looked around. No one else was there. Just her, and the child. Her life was about to change forever. Mama Ngozi picked up the baby with trembling hands. The child was small, too small, and her skin was pale. Her cries were weak, almost fading. Whoever left her must have done so in the dead of night. Ngozi looked around again. No one, just the morning breeze and the distant sound of chickens. She wrapped the baby tighter and rushed home. When she reached the village square, people turned. Women paused their gossip. Men lowered their voices. All eyes followed her, and the whispers began. "Is that the shrine child? She must be mad. That baby is cursed." Ngozi walked faster, holding the baby close. The child shivered in her arms. Back in her house, she lit a fire, warmed some water, and cleaned the baby gently. The child's eyes fluttered open for a moment, just enough for Ngozi to see a flicker of life. "She needs a name," Ngozi whispered. She thought for a while and then smiled softly. "Amara. It means grace, because you're my answered prayer." From that day forward, Ngozi cared for Amara like her own flesh and blood. But the village didn't forget, and their whispers, they were only getting louder. 2 days later, Mama Ngozi was in her small kitchen, boiling herbs, when someone knocked loudly on her door. It was Chief Ndozi, the village elder, with 3 other councilmen. "Mama Ngozi," he said, not smiling, "we heard you took the shrine child." Ngozi nodded. "Yes, I did. She was alone. I couldn't leave her." Chief Ndozi shook his head. "That child was left there for a reason. You don't know where she came from. What if she brings bad luck?" Ngozi didn't flinch. "I've had enough bad luck already. But this child, she brought me peace." The men exchanged looks. "If anything strange happens in this village, we'll know where to look," he warned. When they left, Ngozi locked the door and held Amara close. The baby slept peacefully in her arms. That night she prayed with tears in her eyes. "God protect her. If she's a curse, then let me be cursed too. But I see light in her, and I won't give her up." Outside the wind howled. Inside love had already taken root. Weeks passed. Amara grew stronger. Her tiny arms filled out. Her cheeks plumped. Her cries became louder, stronger. Mama Ngozi took joy in every moment. She sang lullabies, told stories, taught her to crawl on a floor once too quiet. One morning, as Ngozi fed her porridge, Amara stopped and looked up. Then she smiled, a full, beautiful smile that reached her eyes. Mama Ngozi froze. Her spoon dropped. "My baby," she whispered. That single smile wiped away 10 years of sadness. It was like the sun rose in her chest. She ran outside, laughing, holding Amara in the air. Some villagers watched from afar, shaking their heads. "She's mad," they said. "That child will bring her sorrow." But Ngozi didn't care. For the first time in years, she felt like a woman again. Not barren, not forgotten. She was Mama, and Amara was her daughter. From that day, no one could tell her otherwise. One night, while everyone slept, screams tore through the village. A hut was on fire. People rushed out with buckets, shouting. It was Mama Ozioma's house, the herbalist. They tried to stop the flames, but it was too late. By morning, the house was ashes, and the rumors started instantly. This happened after Ngozi took that child. "It's a sign! She brought it upon us." By sunrise, the village was in chaos. Mama Ngozi heard the knock again. The elders returned. "This is your fault," they said. "Return the child to the shrine." Ngozi's face tightened. "She's not going anywhere. You can take my home. You can cast me out, but you won't touch my daughter." They stared at her, shocked. She had never raised her voice before, but love had made her bold. And the fire that burned the herbalist's hut, it had also lit something fierce inside Mama Ngozi. The fire may have destroyed a house, but it had birthed a mother lion. After the fire, the village was split in two. Some people believed Mama Ngozi and Amara should stay. They saw the love between them and felt something good could come from it. Others whispered even louder. They wanted Amara gone. They believed the child brought misfortune. Ngozi knew the village's heart was heavy with fear, but she refused to give in. She worked harder, waking before dawn to farm and trade. She protected Amara from harsh words and cold stares. Slowly, little by little, some villagers began to visit her home. They saw Amara laughing and playing and realized she was just a child who deserved love. Amara was now 5 years old. Ngozi wanted her to learn, to grow beyond the village walls, but the village school was small and full. The headmaster frowned when Ngozi asked to enroll Amara. "Is she well?" he asked suspiciously. "She is healthy and smart," Ngozi said firmly. "She just needs a chance." The headmaster hesitated but finally agreed. Amara's first day was hard. Children stared and whispered, but she held her mother's hand tightly and walked inside. Ngozi watched from afar, her heart pounding. She whispered, "This is just the beginning, my child." School was not easy. Some children teased Amara for being different. "Why did no one want you?" they mocked. Amara's smile faded at times, but she remembered her mother's words. "Be strong. You are not defined by others' fear." One day, a boy pushed her during playtime. Amara fell and cried, but she got up. She wiped her tears and said, "I will not let hate stop me." Word of her courage spread. Slowly, some classmates began to include her. Ngozi heard about this and felt a small victory.
Ngozi could not read or write well, so every evening she sat with Amara and listened as the girl read aloud from books borrowed from the village library. Amara's eyes sparkled when she learned new words. Ngozi knew education was the key to a better life. She dreamed of a future where Amara could be more than what anyone expected. One day Ngozi said, "You will travel far, my daughter. You will show the world your light." Amara smiled, hopeful. One afternoon, a man arrived in the village. He wore a clean suit and carried a briefcase. The villagers whispered excitedly. He introduced himself as Mr. Okoye, a businessman from the city. He was looking for young talent to sponsor for education. When he met Amara, he was impressed by her intelligence and spirit. "Would you like to study in the city?" he asked. Amara nodded, eyes wide. Ngozi held her breath. This was the chance they had prayed for. Leaving the village was hard. Amara held her mother's hand tightly as they boarded the bus to the city. Ngozi whispered, "Be brave, my child. This is your chance." The city was loud and fast, so different from the quiet village. Amara felt both excited and scared, but she knew she had to make her mother proud. The city school was huge, with hundreds of students. Amara was shy but eager. She studied hard every day, never missing a lesson. Sometimes she felt lonely, missing the village and her mother. But she reminded herself why she came, to learn and succeed. Her teachers noticed her talent and encouraged her. Not everyone welcomed Amara. Some classmates teased her accent and simple clothes. One day, she was left out of a group project. She felt hurt but didn't give up. She worked harder alone, determined to prove herself. At the end, her project was the best in class. She earned respect and new friends. Because of her excellent grades, Amara earned a full scholarship to a top university. Ngozi cried tears of joy when she heard the news. "You did it, my daughter," she said. Amara promised to keep working hard and never forget where she came from. Her dream of helping others was growing stronger every day.